What's going on, YouTube?
Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into our channel.
I'm Ty.
I'm Katie,
We're
Ticket Up Travel, and today we're headed to Brazil. We're super excited for this. We love learning more about Brazil.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since we've done a Brazil video on this channel.
Yeah, but we've reacted to what, about 5 videos so far?
The crowds, we did geography now.
Don't go to Brazil, which is actually like appreciating it so much.
Right, because there's so much to see. So today, anyways, what we have a suggestion from one of you.
The states of Brazil explained.
Yes, geography
now. Yeah. Perfect. So we love this channel.
Yeah, let's get into it. If it's your first time discovering our channel, give us a quick subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
We come out with videos every day.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, so you know this week
it's starting.
It is.
Week. This is a video that I promised to do a long time ago, but I never had time until now. Explaining the states of Brazil. I checked my demographics, and Brazil is one of the top 15 countries subscribed to my channel. Now, full disclosure, I am not Brazilian. I have never even been to Brazil. I would absolutely love to go. So what I've done is I have talked to a lot of you guys, the Brazilian geography peeps, to help me with this video, and I know a few Brazilian people here in LA. I asked you guys to explain what you thought about each of the states of Brazil. So if I get anything wrong, it's your fault. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Acre. There's a joke. Acre doesn't exist, and there's probably dinosaurs in it. Very few people in Brazil have actually been to Acre, let alone met somebody from Acre. I actually did meet 2 people from Acre here in Los Angeles. They were 2 gay guys that were gay for each other. But the point was, more importantly, they were from Acre. The first thing they said was, we do exist, and like half the population lives in the capital, Rio Branco, or Rio Branco. They are famous for, what do I have here? Ancient geoglyphs, having a historic dispute with Bolivia. The 2 guys I met said the 2 things I have to mention are Takaka and the strange Santo Daime religious community known for ingesting the hallucinogenic ayahuasca drink. We're off to a great start, aren't we? Alagoas. They are the 2nd smallest state, and apparently sometimes they are called the water paradise.
That's
because
beautiful.
they are surrounded by the largest barrier reef in Brazil. It has incredibly shallow waters that you can walk like a kilometer off into the ocean, and you're still only gonna be like knee deep. They're also popular for fandango music, the Warrior Festival, which is a public folk display.
Look at that hat!
Battles. Amapa. In colonial years, this place was called Portuguese Guiana. It's kind of like the most well-preserved forest state in Brazil. The vast majority of the population only lives in 2 cities, Macapa and Santana, and the rest of the state is just covered like 90% in forest.
Look at all that.
70% of which is unexplored. Let's see what I have here. 70. Because it's close to the border of French Guiana, some people speak a French Creole
70% unexplored?
Amazonas, the largest state of
That's a lot.
Brazil. Wow. The largest territory of the world's largest rainforest and the most biodiverse region on the planet. Also, obviously, it has the largest number of indigenous tribes, many of which are still uncontacted with the outside world. It's also here you can find the tallest mountain, Pico da Neblina. Manaus is the capital. They have a cool opera festival. From what I was told, this is kind of like the place where people go to for like secret, undocumented trips into the rainforest that they pay the locals under the table for. Nobody can hear you scream. Bahia. From what I was told, despite the reports of crime, everyone still loves this state. And it plays like such a huge significant role in terms of culture and history. It has the longest coast of any state, so the beaches here are like spot on, beautiful, perfect. It also has like the most distinctive African imprint on their culture, as it was a major hub for the slave trade. Today they have the largest black population in Brazil. World-renowned cultural traits like capoeira and samba were born here. I don't even really have to explain what those are. And they have those really cool deep-fried aracajé things. Let's see what else. Salvador is the capital and largest city, and has a cool-looking fortress on the sea off the coast. And I was told that Bahia's Carnival is like the cool Carnival that the Brazilians go to when they're sick and tired of all the tourists down in Rio. Ceará. This is like the family vacation spot of Brazil. The capital, Fortaleza, is the 4th largest city in Brazil. They are the kite surfing capital. They have that.
Nice.
How do you pronounce this? Jericoacoara. They have that Jericoacoara beach thing with all the cool like rock arches. And the coconuts are so cheap, you can literally have a guy cut one open for you to drink for like 20 cents. Ooh, yeah, coconut water is like my favorite non-alcoholic drink, so this place racks up huge points for me. Espirito Santo. Weird fact, the state's name translates to Holy Spirit, but the people here call themselves Capixaba, which means corn hair. Kind of like how Wisconsin people are called cheese heads. Anyway, the capital is Vitoria, and another thing that they're famous for is Guadalajara's healing black sand beaches, and they also make great seafood stews.
Shrimp,
Goiás.
look at that.
This is a central Brazilian state, so here you get the farm and the countryside.
Oh,
and
that's
the
nice.
ranches. Very hot and humid. Some of you guys have told me that Goiás is kind of seen as like the capital's bodyguard. Like they work together and they share all the government secrets. Kind of like what Maryland and Virginia are to Washington, D.C. Let's see. Goiânia is the capital, known for having the largest green area per inhabitant in the world after Edmonton, Canada. But yeah, it's like an agriculturist, low-key, access to the government files state. Maranhão.
Wow.
This is like the state I personally would really love to visit. The one thing this state is known for is Lençóis Maranhenses.
Is that all
National
sand?
Park. It is one of the strangest landscapes on the planet.
That is so
sand
cool.
dunes with water.
Looks like a
Otherwise,
painting.
São Luís is the capital, and it is the city that most closely resembles a Portuguese city in Brazil. But yeah. Wow, Maranhão. Mato Grosso. It is the farm and beef capital of Brazil. Very sparsely populated. The capital, Cuiabá, only has about 500,000 people. The largest
That was
sandstone
cool.
cavern can be found here, Arojari. In the south, it's also home to the Pantanal, the world's largest wetland. And apparently you guys told me they are also famous for Brazilian country music known as sertanejo. Which brings us to
I bet we would love
Mato
that.
Grosso do
Yeah.
Sul. Geography Flora told me that they're kind of sick and tired of being mixed up with Mato Grosso, so whenever someone refers to the state, they make sure that they say Do Sul after. The capital is Campo Grande, however, Bonito is like the more popular tourist destination because they have like crystal clear pools and lakes and rivers.
Oh my
I was told
gosh.
that their culture is very
Looked
heavily
amazing.
influenced
Yeah.
by Paraguay, and like Paraguay, the Guarani language is the second most commonly spoken language in the state. And the people here love crossing the border and buying stuff in Paraguay because everything there is way cheaper. They also love drinking tereré, which is like a cold version of chimarrão. Oh my gosh, the Portuguese language, like Portuguese is like the Danish of the Latin languages. Like you pronounce the first part of the word, but then you just kind of give up on the rest of it. Chimarrão. Anyway, moving on. Minas Gerais. Geography Sergio told me that Minas Gerais is like the grandma's house of Brazil. It's probably like the only state that all the other states love. And the reason being because it's kind of like one of, if not the most foodie state of all the states. Every single one of you has told me that Minas Gerais, I have to mention the cheese bread. Pão de queijo.
Ooh, that looks
Did I get
good.
No, I did
Yeah.
not pronounce it. And tropeiro beans
So
and
does that.
feijoada stew. Also, no surprise, as the name alludes to, Minas. This place has some of the most like historically significant mines in the country. The
Oh,
Portuguese
wow.
got a ton of gold from
They
here,
looked really
which was
elaborate.
subsequently
Yeah.
stolen by the British apparently, but that's a whole other story. Anyway, moving on. Para, the queen of the jungle. The second largest state in the country, the capital, Belém. According to Geography Ariel, it's like the special strategic gateway to the Amazon that the Portuguese protected. They are a huge producer of rubber, iron, and acai berries. The northerners eat the acai salty, while the southerners eat it with ice cream. They are also famous for brega music, and lots of dams were built here to power the entire country. Also, it is here where they grow the most Brazil nuts, which, by the way, in Brazil, they call Brazil nuts para nuts. Because Paraíba. Quite a few of you guys have told me that this is like the calm state of Brazil. It's like the perfect place to retire. Apparently,
That's
the
relaxing.
capital,
Yeah, it does.
João Pessoa, is located on the easternmost point of the American continent, known as Ponta dos Seixas. Also, it was a former Dutch settlement, and for 20 years, it was known as Fredrikstad, Parana. So many of you guys have told me Parana is known as Brazilian Russia. It's the coldest spot in Brazil, and apparently a lot of weird things happen here. The capital, Curitiba, is so high up, it snows every so often, which is rare
Wow.
for Brazil. Geography
Yeah.
Isabel told me that they are like the quiet ones that take time to warm up to if they don't know you. They call sausages vina, and they actually have a law where there are no Starbucks because they want to protect their own coffee industry.
Ooh.
Wow. really?
According to Geography Olavo, people
That's
from
interesting.
Pernambuco
Yeah.
are very artsy, and one of the most
Look at
recent
that.
and successful artistic movements came from here. The Mangue Beat.
Whoa.
Also, great musicians like Zé Ramalho came from here. And don't forget the dish bolo de rolo. It's very delicious. Cool. And they're also known for having beaches with sharks. They are known also for a traditional dance called the frevo. And the first synagogue in the Americas was built in the capital, Recife. I don't get it. There's an R, but why is it pronounced like an H? Piauí. Kind of funny. It's like they just barely grabbed a stretch of coast on the north, but their capital, Teresina, is actually built inland. And yeah, I was told that this is kind of like the poorest state of Brazil. But they know how to adapt pretty well. I was told this state is kind of like the underdog state, which is why every so often people like this, Whindersson Nunes, the most famous Brazilian YouTuber, came out of it. Otherwise, they are known for the Serra da Capivara Park, which has extremely old rock paintings.
Oh, wow.
Piauí. Rio de Janeiro. I feel like I don't even really have to say that much. You all know this place. All the iconic images and landmarks of Brazilian culture and media come from this place.
Yeah.
The Christ the Redeemer statue, Copacabana Beach, Sugarloaf Mountain.
Tourists.
It's kind of like the Los
Yeah.
Angeles of Brazil. You know, like kind of like the shiny spokesperson and ambassador that all the tourists flock to. I mean, for the longest time, they were the capital of Brazil. However, keep in mind, you're thinking of the city of Rio de Janeiro. Remember, there's a whole state that comes with it. Not a really big one, but there is a state. You know, there's other cities like Nova Iguaçu, Petrópolis, and this place, Campos dos Goitacazes. And each of these cities has like their own cool little quirk, but however, yeah, Rio, the city is more of like the flashy hotspot. Rio Grande do Norte, the Christmas state. The capital is even called Natal, the word for Christmas. And every Christmas they go all out and have a huge party, and it's like a big deal for them. According to NASA, this place has the purest air in all of the Americas.
Wow.
Good for you. It's also home to the world's largest cashew tree, estimated to be somewhere around 8,400 square meters. They also host Car Natal. It's like one of the biggest off-season carnival celebrations. Woohoo! Rio Grande do Sul, the southernmost state. Capital, Porto Alegre. Now, I've met quite a few people from this specific state from Brazil. People here are known as gauchos, similar to Argentina and Uruguay. This is like the whitest state of Brazil. They have a huge, distinct German and Italian population. They have their own accent, cuisine. They're very famous for their barbecue. There's a lot of history here. At one point, they tried to secede in the Ragamuffin War, right? I think that's what it was called. Or the Farroupilha Revolution. Then they had a war with like all their neighbors, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay for some reason. It's crazy. These people did a lot of fighting. But yeah, they're very distinct from the rest of Brazil. A lot of the people here actually still speak their mother tongues like German, Italian, and Polish. They have Oktoberfest. Really? The southern part of Brazil. It's very different from the rest. Rondônia. The capital is Porto Velho. I was told this is like the wild west of Brazil. It's like the frontier between the humid Amazon and the dry Cerrado. A huge portion of the state is native territory belonging to 21 indigenous people groups, one of which only has about 5 members left. Unfortunately, it's also kind of known as the state with the worst deforestation rates. A lot of the land is cleared for agriculture. But yeah, it's like Acre's twin, you know, shrouded in mystery. Nobody knows anything about it. What's going on? What are you hiding? Rondônia. Roraima, the northernmost state. And the capital, Boa Vista, is the only capital that is north of the equator. This place is famous for the tri-point border between Guyana and Venezuela at Mount Roraima.
That's sweet.
That looked like in the clouds.
Oh, I think we've seen a clip of that.
Yeah.
And apparently
I think that was in the Geography Now video.
To this state because a lot of Venezuelans are crossing the border because, you know, they're trying to escape the economic hardships implemented by the harsh Maduro regime. But yeah, basically, think of the movie Up.
That's really cool.
Wave of illegal Venezuelan immigrants coming in. It's true, though. It's kind of true. Santa Catarina. The capital, Florianopolis, is actually on an island off the coast. According to Geography Eduardo, it's kind of like a place that fuses urban and nature together. The people here are famous for being interesting fishers. Apparently, in the town of Laguna, the fishermen have made a strange alliance with the dolphins, in which the dolphins help them catch fish. The fishermen give the dolphins the leftovers as payment.
What?
So,
Really?
yeah, basically,
That's so
if
cool.
you want to meet people that can talk to dolphins, go to Santa Catarina.
That's so
São Paulo.
cool.
This is basically the New York of Brazil. São Paulo is nicknamed the locomotive of Brazil, and it is like the working
look at
machine
all
that
those
keeps
skyscrapers.
It is the most populous state
That
with
is cool.
over 45 million people. It has the largest economy and is by far the richest state. It alone is richer than all of Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Bolivia put together. São Paulo is the largest city, obviously. It's the 9th largest in the world and the 2nd largest in the Americas after Mexico City. It's incredibly diverse. Italians, Greeks, Arabs. It has the largest Japanese population outside of Japan.
Sao
But
Paulo?
What is Sao
Is that what
Paulo
you said?
really
Yeah.
like? Well, according to you guys, the Brazilian Jagger peeps, I've gotten everything from Sao Paulo has great nightclubs. The people are thick-headed and snobbish. They are sophisticated. They are smart, but like in a crazy way. They are cool people, but be careful around them. I don't even know what that means. Basically, São Paulo is the powerhouse of Brazil. Sergipe, the smallest state in Brazil. There's a stupid joke. Which Brazilian state wants to be a Jeep? Sergipe, because, you know, in Portuguese, ser means be, and Jeep is how you pronounce Jeep. Yeah. Anyway, this place actually has some pretty cool, quirky things. According to Geography, Rusty, I was surprised. It doesn't sound like a Brazilian name, but cool. They have the statues from traditional folklore on the river with a huge crab statue as well, because they love eating crabs. They have that strange Lambe Sujos and Caboclinos festival, where people paint themselves black. It's often said that Sergipe is like Bahia's backyard. Tocantins, which means the toucan's beak in the native Tupi language. This is the newest state that broke off from Goias in 1988, I think? Yeah. The state is famous for the Jalapão National Park. It was portrayed in a recent telenovela from Globo TV called O Outro Lado do Paraíso, the other side of paradise. Otherwise, they are also really tied in with their indigenous population. They even hosted the Indigenous World Games in 2015 in the capital Palmas. But yeah, toucan's beak. Woohoo! And finally, we reach the capital, Brasilia. Now, literally every Brazilian I talk to, when I ask them to explain what they think about the capital, they all do the same thing. They all just kind of go like, Now, just like many countries across the world, the capital can sometimes be seen as a source of problems. No shocker, that kind of applies to Brazil as well. Basically, the city was built in the 50s and inaugurated in the 60s as the new capital of Brazil as a means to kind of centralize the government.
Because it used to be
was
Rio
built
de
in the
Janeiro?
shape of an airplane
Yeah,
or
okay.
a bird. It's kind of up
I think that's what he said earlier.
And,
Yeah.
people from all over just started moving in, and it's a new city. It was built specifically to become the new capital. It has the second largest
Wow,
soccer
that's pretty
football
interesting.
Yeah.
stadium in the country. And yeah, this is just kind of like
Whoa.
where the stuff gets done and the people complain. So yeah, that is just about it. I tried my best. I tried to relay what you guys told me, and I hope I did Brazil justice. No matter how much I try, though, I'm pretty much never going to recover from that Ronaldo mistake. But yeah, obrigado, and hope you have a good one. See you then. Bye.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good.
A lot of states.
Informative, yeah.
How many? 26 or something?
A lot.
27?
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Yeah. That was cool. Well, I never thought Brazil would have snow.
No, I never
But
knew
down in
that.
the southern part.
Yeah, I never knew
gets
that.
freezing
That
over
was
there.
nice to see a breakdown, like each individual state.
Yeah. Sweet.
really cool.
Yeah, it was good. Culture, food, just everything.
bunch of stuff.
Landmarks. There's
Yeah.
some really cool things in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this video and what we should watch next.
Yeah, let us know. Thank you so much for watching. And if it's your first time coming across our channel and checking out one of our videos, please give us a quick subscribe.
Hit that notification bell to stay up to date because we come out with videos every single day. We can't wait to see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
See ya!